Everyone, this is Donald the Repentless. And as my day comes to a close today, this Easter day, I'd like to just make a quick video. It's been quite an interesting day overall. A lot of this is going to be about Easter and about the story of Easter and yada, yada, yada. But this morning I got woken up at about 5 o'clock. My neighbor Dave upstairs needed to go up to the emergency room. So I was up there about 5 hours, I think. Anyway, he went there because he was having a problem with his catheter. Not something I would ever actually want to have. Anyways, that's beside the point. But they found blood clots in his lungs, so they admitted him. When I left there to come home, I decided to go on a quick little joyride. And I went over the connector between Bannock Highway and, excuse me, 5th Street. Well, I get to the other end of the overpass and I happen to see cars at the church I used to go to, the Community of Christ. And because there was a couple of people I wanted to say hi to, I decided to stop in. And of course I went inside and said hi to the people I wanted to say hi to. And they were like, you're always welcome. I explained to them I'm an atheist and all this stuff. And they asked questions, I know that I'm welcome there. But that's not the problem. The question is, how long would I remain welcome if I went in there and gave into my natural tendency to ask questions that they're not likely to like? Today, like I said, was Easter. And I really didn't want to get into the Easter, the historicity and yada, yada, yada of Easter. And for some reason, I went to the Community Christ website to see if there was anything new there. And I think there was a video. I didn't watch it because, why? At this point, they're not going to say anything I haven't heard before. But anyways, it was called Stop Believing in the Resurrection and Stop Believing in the Resurrection and Start Trusting the Resurrection. Which seemed kind of I don't know what the word, I'm not going to say retarded, I don't know if that's the right word, I don't know why, I'll go with retarded because how can you trust in a story? And it's really just that, a story. Excuse me. Because there is no verifiable evidence that this kind of thing actually happened. I saw in a video, it was a debate between Bart, Ehrman, and Yada, and whoever. I don't remember the name of the title, and I'm not going to look it up. I don't remember the title, but he said that anyone who believes in the resurrection of Jesus is doing so purely for theological reasons and not historical reasons. And just to talk about the whole story of Easter and the reason why Christians think this had to happen. It was Matt Dillahunty that said that Easter is basically the story of God sacrificing himself to himself, to fix a problem that he caused, basically. I paraphrased a little bit. So, people always say that the Easter story is this uplifting story. Is it really? I don't think it is. Because of that reason that it is the story of God sacrificing himself to fix a problem that he created himself. Because for some reason he's not able to forgive anyone of doing anything without the shedding of blood. Which is a big major part of the resurrection story, is that he had to be killed and shed his blood to save us from these arbitrary rules that God set up. But anyways, I don't consider it uplifting in any way. I mean, it's a horrifying story to me. You know, and I guess it's just the way I think now. And one time I might have, well, I did think it was uplifting. And when I look back at that time, I'm honestly stumped as to why I actually thought that. Because I knew the exact same facts, the exact same things about the resurrection story that I know now. And yet somehow this whole system seems to make some kind of stupid sense. It doesn't make sense to me now. Um, excuse me. Because I'm an atheist or whatever. Or it could be just that my way of looking at the world has ultimately changed. But anyways, back to the day. Kind of go back and forth, ramble a little bit. I went home from there after saying hi to the people at Community of Christ. I went back to bed and I slept for a while. Then I get up and I had Barry, who's a friend of me and Dave's. She was coming back from Twin Falls where she was visiting people, but her dogs were at the vet. And she asked me to go pick up the dogs at the vet and drop them off at her house. I did that. I went back up and I visited with Dave at the hospital for a while. But overall, it's been, like I said, it was an unusual day. What was I going to say? Anyways. Well, that's it for now. I've been procrastinating. I watched both the new episode of Doctor Who and a couple of new episodes of Mystery Science Theater 3000. I just haven't gotten around to recording my reviews for Reptilicus, which was the first episode of the new season of Mystery Science Theater 3000, and the pilot, which is the season premiere of Doctor Who. I will try, kind of laughably here, because I am a procrastinator, because I do get easily distracted, and, well, see how many times I change topics in mid-sentence or whatever during this video. That's how easily I'm distracted. I'm not sure what I'm going to title this, but I'm going to put it up. I mean, it's kind of rambly, it's kind of back and forth and all that stuff. But I'm still going to put this video up. So, I don't know. Should I continue rambling and go back to Easter? No, I've said pretty much all I need to say about Easter, I think. It's just, well, it's interesting. Now, Christmas is a holiday I can get behind. Because even though it's a quote-unquote Christian holiday, it's gone beyond that. It's become a cultural thing as much as it is a religious thing. The ideal of, I know it's nowhere near Christmas, and I don't care, but it's become a cultural ideal. The ideals of being with family, giving gifts to people, are all good things. Although the religion, the celebration started out as a religious thing, it has become the ultimate human holiday. I don't care how often Christians bemoan the fact that it used to be all about Jesus, now it's all secular. That's what it needs to be. That's what it's become, and why it does survive is because it has become an ultimately human celebration instead of a religious celebration. What does any of that have to do with Easter? Easter is still a purely religious holiday. You don't see Muslims celebrating Christmas. Easter. I don't even think they celebrate Christmas, but they might if they live in a country like the United States. Not because of the religious significance, but because of the fact that it has become such a part of the fabric of America and many other countries around the world that, like I said, it's become the ultimate human holiday of togetherness and gift giving, which is totally the opposite of Easter, which is the celebration of the sacrifice of a human being, supposedly to save everyone else, which absolutely makes no sense. I was watching it was a clip from the Atheist Experience on YouTube, and okay, I kind of lost my thought there for a second, so I'll keep rambling until I come back to it. But anyways, okay, it's gone. Oh, kind of like my mind sometimes. But anyways, what was that? Oh, anyways, if I think of it, might make another video. I don't know. You're not going to gain, you're not you're not watching the most sophisticated channel on YouTube or the most professional. I am a rank amateur. I'm a schmuck with a camera who likes talking to the camera occasionally. I don't necessarily like talking to people face to face or even on Skype, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not here to become famous. It would be nice if that happened. I'm not even here to make money. Again, it would be nice if that happened, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. But this video is pretty much too long as it is. It's long enough, depending on how you look at things. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any thoughts about Easter, why it shouldn't be seen as anything more than a horrifying story of a narcissistic God sacrificing ostensibly himself to himself. How is that an uplifting story? Why? Well, why should we see ourselves, as a human race, as this fallen creature? Just what we know from anthropology, history, and yada yada yada, there was never an Adam and Eve. There was never a serpent in the garden. There was never a tree of the knowledge of good and evil. These are all metaphors at best. Why should we take that metaphor of man being fallen and sinful? Because most of the things that God considers a sin are part of human nature. A nature that we've gained from evolution, not from some freaking pie in the sky God. Okay, I could keep going, but I'm not. 13 minutes, that's way too long, right? But, so, like I said, if you like it, give it a thumbs up, comment below, share this on social media, and don't forget to subscribe for more repentless content. This is Donald the Repentless, signing off.